Week 12. We are week 12 of college football. We got another episode of Collegiate Chaos. We got 6 games, and we'll a little preview of the 7th one at the end here. But we got 6 games to pick from. But first, before we do that, we got to update our tier list, Jared.
Got to update the tier list. Let's jump right back into it.
Yep. So, right away. Ohio State wins convincingly. Stays where they're at.
Very convincingly. Stays where they're at.
Indiana wins on the road. Hostile environment on the road.
Yeah, oh yeah. Quality win against an underrated team. Am I doing the SEC thing right? It's a real quality win against an underrated football team. It really just shows the depth and power of the Big Ten. If Penn State were in the Big 12, they'd be undefeated. Am I doing this right,
Jared?
Am I doing 100%?
This right? Okay. You're right. And Alabama deserves all the credit, too, with their big win last weekend. Right, Jared? I'm being sarcastic because they were on a bye week.
Oh, yes, of course. But then again, Ole Miss was also on a bye week, so...
Yeah. But Texas A&M did get a road victory.
Actually, a good win.
Over Missouri.
Who shouldn't have been ranked.
Should not have been ranked. I agree.
But still actually a good win.
But here we are.
So it shouldn't be a ranked win, but it was a good win.
So I think those 4 teams stay in S tier. Ohio State, Indiana, Alabama, Texas A&M. But Jared, I do want to point out, maybe this is me putting on the tinfoil hat.
Oh, okay. All right.
Whatever. Like, we need to create like an S+ tier.
No, we don't.
That's because that's where Ohio State belongs right now.
If you want to make that argument, and by the way, if you look at the Vegas numbers, Vegas is making that argument. There is a pretty large gap. I believe the same gap exists between Ohio State at 1 and Indiana at 2 that does between Indiana at 2 and I want to say whoever is 5th or 6th. So Vegas is making that argument.
It was Indiana to Georgia. It was actually Georgia / Texas Tech, I believe is what the number was. So 2 to 5A, 5B.
Okay.
But from what we have here, S tier is favorites to win it all. So yes, I think those 4 teams,
if you want to make that argument, Kyle,
are favorites to win.
We can drop the other 3 teams. And in my opinion, that would make us consistent with Vegas. Not that I think being consistent with Vegas is a priority.
No, I think how we have it is fine because our S ranking is favorites to win it all. I think those 4 have a chance to win it all any given Saturday here. I think those 4 do deserve. But I do think that Ohio State has separated from the pack here, and we're going to see here if they, maybe not this weekend, but we'll more on that on the Know Your Enemy episode.
I don't think
here.
We will, Austin, personally, but more on that next episode.
We still haven't seen Ohio State take it out of second gear right now. So I'm really curious on how good Ohio State can be here offensively. But we'll see. A tier, Oregon, Georgia, Ole Miss, Notre Dame, Texas Tech. I'm good with that as well too. Notre Dame with I'll say a fine win. A fine win over Navy. I mean, it's always tough playing against Navy, so I'll give them credit with that. In an ugly weather game as well too, and they won convincingly as well.
It was a bit slow starting though, but yeah, it was. But yeah, but the only 3 A tier. We don't really need to talk about Oregon, Georgia, Ole Miss, Notre Dame, or Texas. Well, Texas Tech had a big win. They have put themselves in the driver's seat of the Big 12 by smothering BYU.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who was previously undefeated, not just in conference, but in general.
Sure.
Can you have OSU the only one left side of S tier, like Spike said? No, I don't want to get into the business of ranking within the tiers. That just doesn't. That starts a whole thing that's going to eat up too much time, and it's yeah.
All right, so the other teams here. So we named,
but there are 3 teams.
9
there are 3
teams
in 8. Yeah, 3 teams in A tier who we need to discuss them moving down.
Yep. Memphis, who lost, they're out of the race.
Are they?
Dare you say, like, do they go into B tier or do they go into C tier?
What's the American Conference look like? Because ultimately, this is just we're guessing who's going to win the American. That's all this is, really.
Sure.
At the end of the day, that's what we're doing. They can still win the American.
Memphis is the only team with 2 losses in conference in the American, but there are 5 teams still with 3 games left with 1 loss. Can they win it? Sure.
Remember, they only need to get to second place. But they only need to get to second place, remember.
Sure.
And according to Austin, Memphis plays 2 of the teams ahead of them. And the other 2 play each other. So
does Navy. Navy does as well. Tulane has the easy road. North Texas does as well too. I think East Carolina plays Memphis not this week but the following weekend. So yeah, I mean, fine keeping them in B tier this week. I'm fine with that.
Can I suggest that we replace them with Tulane, who are the ones who beat them, and they are one of the 5 teams.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm fine with that.
All right. Oh wait, I thought Tulane and UNT played, but they don't. They need one of those teams.
Tulane plays FAU, Temple, and Charlotte.
Ooh,
which
that's a
golden
path.
Two have them. Oh, I'm sorry. Nope. Charlotte has not won a conference game. Temple is 3-3, and FAU. Yeah, FAU is not in conference either. So they only have 2 games.
Yeah, that seems like
games left.
That seems like a highway to the championship game for Tulane. So I feel very comfortable putting them in A. And we'll just find out eventually who they play.
All right.
BYU, as we mentioned when talking about Texas Tech, got rocked. It's only their first loss in conference, so I don't suggest moving them any further down than B, because they get a chance at redemption. But they weren't competitive in that game. They got rocked.
They were not, yeah. I think they go down 2 as well. So Virginia lost as well too. First loss in conference.
Weirdly.
Yes, they did lose to NC State early in the year, but
it wasn't a conference game.
It wasn't a conference game. First game, so they're still in it. Very tough game for them, heading on over to Durham to play Duke. Not this weekend, but the following. No, it is this weekend. I'm sorry. I'm getting my days mixed up. Yep, this weekend. So that's gonna be interesting game to see if Virginia can turn that around. Who else in the ACC could there be too? Georgia Tech.
It's Georgia Tech.
Pittsburgh, SMU, and Duke are the teams with 1 loss.
I think it's Georgia Tech. I
would agree. Yes.
They're I think the favorites to win the ACC right now. Not that necessarily means a lot.
Yeah. I mean, Georgia Tech plays a
remember when I said Penn State?
Boston College
remember
team
when I jokingly
not won a
said
conference game yet, but then they get to play Pitt, who's only lost 1 conference game. So they get the bottom and then they get the top.
Remember when I jokingly said that Penn State would totally be undefeated if they played in the Big 12? What if it was the ACC and I'm not joking?
Yeah. I hear you.
All right, so we move Virginia down. We move Georgia Tech up. Now,
who's the last one?
Who's team number 12? We have 5 conferences represented. So we have that taken care of. It's a wild card spot. And I'm telling you right now, Kyle, I could make the case for like 5 teams.
Mm-hmm.
It feels very wide open.
I'm going with the hot team right now.
Okay, I'm letting you pick.
I'm going to go with Texas.
I don't disagree. They are one of the 5 teams. Here's the problem with that, though. Look at their schedule coming up. I have very little faith that they're going to.
This week.
If we project,
I think they go in A tier. Yes.
This week, yes. If we project forward, I don't think that they end up being one of the top 12 teams. Is it Georgia and Texas A&M they still have to play? They always play Texas A&M last week.
Yes, sir. They play Georgia this weekend.
Yeah.
Then they play Arkansas,
which is a win.
Winless in conference Arkansas team.
Yeah.
And then Texas A&M.
So yeah, that's tough. I don't think they're there at the end of it, but I think they're as good a pick as anyone for the 12th spot right now.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
All right. Right now, we have in B, Utah, USF, Houston. I wanted to say Dallas, SMU, Duke, Pitt, North Texas, Michigan, Memphis, USC, Virginia, BYU. And I think we should discuss if Miami and Louisville, who both lost this week, still belong in B tier.
Oh, let's look here.
Or no, Miami lost 2 weeks ago, not this last week. My mistake. But I think the way the ACC is currently shaking out, it makes they maybe became a little less likely to because of other teams.
I put Miami for this week in C tier. They would need.
I'm going to keep them in C plus.
They're going to need extraordinary help to get back in. So I'd put them in C tier. And Louisville is in the same boat. They need extraordinary help to get in. Now, they would get in over Miami because they have the tiebreaker over them. So if a 2-loss ACC team's getting in, it's going to be Louisville.
Probably. But that does also assume that Louisville wins out, which is a whole other problem.
Sure.
Esquire says Miami, Memphis, Louisville are names that jumped out for possible demotion. I mean, we discussed moving Memphis down again. We discussed moving them all the way down from A to C. We decided not to do that. Miami, Louisville, yeah, we're demoting them.
I think the other team to put into B tier, Jared, moving from C to B tier, only because they have. They do have 2 losses.
Right.
Never mind. I'll just keep that to myself. All right. Yeah, I think that might be it. I'm looking at all the other.
I feel good about this.
Any undefeated teams, any team with 1 loss that may get in. I heard something, Jared, and I don't want to go too much into it because we'd spend way too much time into it. But there is a scenario, and this would be hilarious, absolutely hilarious. There is a scenario where ACC would not get in. Because remember, it's the top 5 conference champions. It's not the 4. It's not the major 4 that gets in. It's the
committee
top
doesn't
5.
have the committee doesn't have those balls. Like just straight up, the committee does not have the testicular fortitude to put who I presume is JMU in this scenario in over Georgia Tech or whoever.
I'm just saying there is a scenario. Is it realistic?
No, I don't think
Probably
there
not.
is.
James Madison is ranked in the AP right now.
I know.
Just saying.
I know. I'm saying I have 0 faith. And I don't mean 0.1. I mean 0 faith that the playoff committee would actually do that.
Yeah. All right. So this is our
what if Duke
going
or
into
Pitt
week 12
somehow the ACC champ? They're 1-loss teams. 1-loss teams in the ACC And I'm not saying it's right. Don't get me wrong. I'm not defending this position. I still
ACC
think they would get in over JMU.
If you're an ACC fan, like conference fan, you would not want Duke to get in. They are overall 5-4.
Yeah.
That is worst case scenario. If Duke runs the table with 4 losses, and wins the ACC,
I still don't think the committee would put JMU in ahead of them, even if they should. And by the way, in that scenario, Kyle, I'll even say that they should, but they won't.
Yeah. All right. So our tier list here, in A tier, we have Oregon, Georgia, Ole Miss, Notre Dame, Texas Tech, Tulane, Georgia Tech, and Texas. And then in S tier, we have Ohio State, Indiana, Alabama, and Texas A&M. With that being said, we'll go ahead and take our ad break for this episode here. TheSloopcast.com is your go-to link for anything and everything Sloopcast related. There you can find our YouTube page, our Discord page, Patreon, our merch store, our 7071 store, our music playlist, and much, much more over at thesloopcast.com. We'll take that ad break and be right back.
Okay, Kyle. It's time for the Sloop Picks. Quick update on the... I haven't looked. Is the Big 12 in potential chaos result mode 2? Because having 2 of the P4 conferences as total wildcard generators would be really fun. Obviously, like, anything can happen as far as, any given Saturday and the Big 12 championship game. But in my opinion, Texas Tech is far and away the best team in that conference.
Mm-hmm.
I think they are the alpha and the omega. They are the peak of the Big 12, period, done. Could they still lose in the Big 12 championship game? Sure. But that's my call currently. Because, they're far from perfect. And it only takes one game. They'll see BYU again in the championship game. I think there's a bunch of teams who it could end up being. But yeah. Sloop Picks. Last week, I once again lost another point to you. Did everyone struggle last week? Because the 3 of us who picked publicly sure did struggle last week. Austin wins the week. I think he actually ended up having a pretty good week somehow. So Austin wins the week.
4. He had 4.
He won the week with 4?
It was Austin and Cousin Jay both had 4 points.
But Austin won the tiebreaker.
Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of Cousin Jay.
Yeah, Spikes and I had 3 points, and then everybody else had 2 points.
Yeah, it's a rough week. Speaking of Cousin Jay, he is our guest picker for this week. Let's see how this goes, I guess. Kyle, I am 6 games behind you with only 4 weeks left, and it's more like 3.5 weeks. So, wish me luck, everyone, as I try to desperately make up some space on Kyle.
Good luck, everybody else.
Yeah. Jared's about to get lapped by Cousin Jay. Possible. But it'll be Sun card first. It'll be Sun card first. All right. Yes. That's it for our standings update. It's time to do the actual picks. As I already mentioned, the aforementioned Cousin Jay, who is one of our cousins, and he's in the Discord. Kyle, we've said it before, right? And we're not doxing anyone here. He's your cousin. I don't know why I'm being cryptic.
Maybe.
I don't know why I'm being cryptic. But he's also a very active contributing member to our Discord server, discord.thesloopcast.com. By the way, we have found out recently that our invite expired that was connected to discord.thesloopcast.com. So if you were trying to join our Discord server and that link was broken, our bad, but it's fixed now. So if you tried and it didn't work, try again. Discord.thesloopcast.com. I think canonically he should be both of your cousins. Within the mythos of the show, I'm fine with that. All right.
Let's do it, Jared.
Yeah, let's go. What's the first game, Kyle?
Northwestern hosting those cheaters up north team. Mm-hmm. Northwestern is a 9.5-point underdog in this matchup at Wrigley Field.
Yeah. Because Michigan's not playing in that minor league ass baseball stadium that Northwestern built.
All right. Who do you got, Jared?
Am I picking first?
I called your name.
Well, you know what? Fair enough. I think Northwestern has an outside chance. Granted, it's an outside chance, but Northwestern has an outside chance at an upset here. So if you're going to give me 9.5 points, because I think it stays within a score. I feel very good that it stays within a score. So I feel very good taking Northwestern here.
I agree.
Ooh.
I think recently Michigan's kind of been playing with fire. Looking at some of their wins, they scored 21 points to Purdue. Like they went 21-16. It was a close one against Sparty. It was they won handily against Washington 24-7, but then they also they were a dud against USC. Like their offense is they're not producing right now, and being on the road in Northwestern here where crazier things have happened. Yeah, I think this could be a dogfight. I think this could be like a dogfight, like what Michigan just had 2 weeks ago. I'll pick Northwestern to cover.
Okay.
I think Michigan will still win it. They'll get out of there with an ugly win, but yeah, 9.5 points, a touchdown game is kind of what I think. So yeah.
Spikes, the first website I went to check on weather information on the game didn't have any. So, I tried to answer your question. I just want you to know I tried. That's all. I just want A for effort. All right. What does Cousin Jay have to say?
Looks like he has Northwestern. Going to pick Northwestern. Won't every pick Michigan to cover, but would really like that extra point to 10.5. Well, if we were picking today, that the spread is 11.5.
Yeah, the actual spread, if you were betting right now, but CBS locked these in on Monday, before that number moved.
Yeah.
Don't really
Moving on, Pittsburgh hosting Notre Dame. I think this is going to be another. This potentially could be a good game as well too. Another nooner in Pittsburgh is a 10.5 point underdog against Notre Dame. I have Notre Dame to cover in this one. I just think Notre Dame is just they're clicking on all cylinders right now. They got a big win against Navy. They looked really good against USC. For the most part, they've had some moments here and there, but they're putting teams away here, and I think they'll do the same here against Pittsburgh. I don't think they need to do any more. What's the phrase? They don't need to win convincingly anymore. They just need to win out right now, and then they're in the playoffs.
I agree.
So
enough chaos has happened around them to give them that cover.
Yep.
Notre Dame has a tendency to play good teams closely. And while I don't think Pitt's a great team, and I don't think Pitt's going to win this game, I do think they're a good team. And I think they'll play Notre Dame closely. 10.5 points too much. Give me Pitt.
All right. Cousin Jay has Notre Dame hitting their stride and last tough test before the playoffs, and I need them in the playoffs for a RL parlay I have.
That's real
Fair
life
enough.
for any of the boomers out there.
All right, next up, Duke. I mentioned Duke earlier. Duke hosting ranked. What are they ranked here? Should look 19th ranked Virginia. Duke again hosting 3:30 kickoff, and 5-4 Duke is a 6.5 point favorite over the 8-2 Virginia Cavaliers. Just want to emphasize that before Jared makes his pick.
What were you emphasizing?
5-4 Duke
Yeah.
is a 6.5 point favorite over 8-2 19th ranked Virginia.
So interesting factoid here. It's not a factoid. I don't know why I use the term factoid. Like, here's the thing about Virginia. Virginia hasn't been this good in a very, very, very long time, as far as only having, one loss up until last week, this late into the season, being ranked this late in the season, being in the top 15 last week, and then they lost. Because winning every single week is hard, no matter how good you are. So you have a team that's not necessarily used to success, and they just got punched in the mouth. So now we find out if they were just riding momentum or if this is actually a good team or not. If they were just riding momentum, which can happen, then they're about to crumble. If they're actually a good team, they win this football game.
Mm-hmm.
And quite frankly, I think they win this football game. And the fact that I'm getting almost a full touchdown to take them, I'll take it.
Yeah, I agree. I have Virginia winning here. This is our third game that they will be coming to the Triangle. They are 1-1. They are 1-1 right now.
When you play in the
They
ACC.
They lost to NC State. They beat UNC by 1 point. And then they're playing Durham, playing in Durham.
Playing
this
year
weekend here.
Winning against this year's UNC team by 1 point makes me second guess my decision to pick them. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Sure. Yeah. But yeah, I got Virginia to cover as well too. I think they'll bounce back here, and 6.5 points. Yeah, I'll take Virginia. Why not?
Cousin Jay?
Cousin Jay says Virginia. Bounce back game for them to help control their own destiny in the ACC title berth. I think. Don't fact check me on that.
Next up.
All right, next up, USC is hosting Iowa. 3:30 kickoff. So about a noon kickoff, a little bit past noon kickoff. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It's a lot later in their minds. It doesn't matter. 6.5.
Kyle,
6.5.
Kyle,
Yeah, I know.
never
Yes,
do
I got
math
that.
live on the podcast.
I got it around. USC is a 6.5 point favorite against the Hawkeyes. 3:30 Eastern.
Which would make it noon on the West Coast.
Noon on the West Coast. That's what it was. Yes.
Which is just fine for everybody. Nobody.
I got the Hawkeyes to cover. I think this is going to be a dogfight. Iowa tends to want to play games close here.
Defense.
But I think all of their losses have been by one score. 3 points to Iowa State, 5 points to Indiana, 2 points to Oregon. Why not make that a fourth game where they lose by less than a touchdown? So Iowa.
Yeah, I got USC. I think the only reason Iowa even played Oregon as closely as it was because of the weather. Had that game not been a weather game, Oregon would have destroyed Iowa. While I don't think USC is as good as Oregon, I think the sunny California weather is going to even the playing field, which is going to allow USC to win pretty easily, I would say. I'd feel a lot worse about it if it were 7.5, but 6.5, I feel fine. So give me USC.
Mm-hmm. And Cousin Jay has USC. If this was at Iowa, I'd probably change my pick. But after the tough loss in Oregon, traveling out west, I have the Trojans to cover.
I agree.
All right, next up here we have Alabama hosting Oklahoma, 3:30 kickoff. And Alabama is a 6.5 point favorite at home. Which way are you leaning on this one, Jared?
I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. Oklahoma fake good, Alabama actual good.
I agree. We'll just keep it simple as that.
Yeah. This would have to be up near 12 for me to get me to pick Oklahoma.
And Cousin Jay says, don't think this is close. Bama big because Oklahoma isn't very good. IMO.
I think we're all pretty lockstep on that one.
Yeah. All right.
And normally this is where I would say, which means we're all going to be wrong.
We're all going to be wrong. Yes.
But Cousin Jay is one of the best. Cousin Jay is one of the best game pickers in the Discord server, so I actually feel pretty good about it.
Him and I are tied right now in the slip picks right now.
He's having a bit of an off year.
Okay. All right, and last game, Georgia.
Hasn't he won the past 3 years? Two or three years?
2, maybe 3. Okay. I'm sure probably sometime late morning tomorrow, Jared. We're gonna get a response.
Spike says annoyingly yes.
We're gonna get a message from him in our Discord, just saying, guys, it's 3. It's 5.
It's 5 actually.
All right, Georgia is hosting Texas. 7:30 kickoff in Georgia. I just had to double check. Yep, this isn't one of those neutral sites or anything like that. SEC kind of likes doing that, but it is in conference, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Georgia, 6.5 point favorite in this matchup. I mentioned earlier, like Texas is kind of like the hot team right now. Georgia's kind of been playing with fire recently too. Like played Mississippi State close to start off, and then Georgia started pulling away. Close to Florida, close to Auburn. Like they're kind of playing with fire here, and I think Texas is going to make them pay. Georgia's going to finally play a really tough defense for the first time since playing Alabama. So I think they're going to find out the hard way here, and I think Texas will probably come out of Georgia with a victory.
I'm not sure Texas wins, but I agree that 6.5 points in Georgia's favor is too much. I could flip a coin. As far as who actually wins this game, I could flip a coin. So 6.5 points, I'm going to take that advantage.
Yeah. All right, and Cousin Jay also picks Texas. Would really like the extra point here, but I think Texas is getting better, and like OU, I think Georgia is not that great. I'd probably highly consider the under as well. Fair enough. All right, in our last game, we're just going to go ahead and do the pick here. We will cover the Ohio State hosting UCLA in our Know Your Enemy on Friday. Kind of a day behind on this week's podcast here, but Ohio State hosting UCLA is a 31.5 point favorite. Who do you got in this one, Jared?
Too many points. Give me the Bruins.
Agree.
Yeah.
And Cousin Jay says he's got the Buckeyes. Never pick against the Buckeyes.
Sorry. It's just too many points.
It is a lot.
I'll explain why.
Before anybody says anything, yes, we all know that Indiana destroyed UCLA about a month ago here.
We'll cover
Understand that.
We'll cover it on Friday.
Yes.
It's time to wrap this one.
Yep.
Well, actually, before we wrap it, we have one more segment.
We got one more chaos pick here.
This is our chaos theory game. This is where we pick a ranked team to lose to an unranked team. Now, because of when we normally record this show, we still go by the AP. Otherwise, it wouldn't give our guest picker enough time to make a pick. So we are still using AP rankings and not CFP rankings. And you can see the score cheat sheet at the bottom of the graph here, but it's basically just the inverse of the rank. In other words, if you choose team like Ohio State, for example, at number 1, and you picked UCLA to win, you could win 25 points. Inversely, whoever number 25 is, if you chose them to lose, you'd only get 1 point.
All right, let's start off with Cousin Jay. Cousin Jay,
Kyle, shouldn't we? Well, I guess it's in the show notes, so it's not a surprise to you anyway.
Yeah, I've got mine already, so I'm not.
Listen, if you pick what Cousin Jay picked, we're going to make fun of you for a different reason.
Yeah. Yep, and I did not pick them. Cousin Jay says, for the brand, Kyle's Wolfpack over the still not back you.
Yeah. I like that pick. Although the problem is that NC State already used their super weapon.
And it's in Miami, too.
Oh, what does that mean? That the raucous Miami crowd is going to affect the football game? All three of the people in the stands?
No, that NC State gets their big wins at home. That's why.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Jeez, Jared.
I was just taking the opportunity to make fun of the fact that Miami gets about 120 people into their stadium on a weekly basis.
Sure. All right. I got for 14 points.
Yeah.
I got the Horned Frogs.
Ooh.
Giving the Cougars their second straight loss.
And I'm just
14 points.
I'm just going to open up mine real quick to see that. Yeah, that is 14 points.
We picked the same.
We did pick the same. I don't think there were a lot of good options this week. I think this is far and away the best option. I almost didn't pick it because I need to gain points on you, and I was kind of afraid you were going to pick it. That was the only reason I even considered picking a different game, was because I was afraid you were going to pick this game. Oh, well.
Sure. I think the other games that I had in my mind was maybe Baylor over Utah. It could be another good pick, too.
Yeah.
The other one I
think Baylor's pretty bad this year, though.
And if you want the most obvious one, not that many points, it's 6 points there?
Yeah.
Or 7 points, excuse me, is Duke over Virginia.
Yes, but the lack of points are a big hindrance there.
Sure.
I need to make up 19 points on you in the next 4 weeks.
If you get 7 points every week, that adds up.
I know, but that also presumes you don't win any, and you win like every other week.
I've been averaging that, yes. All right, that's it. That is our episode, Jared.
All right. Yeah, that's it. That's that's the end of the show. Kyle, do you have anything in Kyle's corner?
Do I have anything Kyle's corner? I'm going to say
big flip.
No, I don't.
Big flip. Big flip.
We do have a big flip. We do, didn't we? Yeah. Legend flips from Tennessee to the Scarlet and Gray team of Ohio State. Legend Bay from Texas, listed as an athlete, probably going to be kind of like a running back for anybody who's not familiar with him. Very, very quick. He's a very explosive athlete. He'd be kind of used like a Curtis Samuel.
Yeah, I think that's probably apt. I think that's the plan anyway. Not saying he will be Curtis Samuel. Saying that's the hope.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I got, Jared.
All right. That's it for today's episode. So tonight's ending music, just like on Monday, will be the Raging Nathans. So with all that being said, I'd like to encourage everyone to drink local beer, listen to local music, and of course, support your local podcasters. Once again, these are the Raging Nathans.